Hi guys, it's me Jessie and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how I make a denim patchwork jumpsuit. This is my first inspiration for the jumpsuit, but instead of using the new fabric, I have an idea that why not playing it with my old jeans that I already have, and it turned out not too bad. That's why I hope you guys will like it and try it out, and let's get started.
The first step is making the pattern for the jumpsuit. To make the front pants pattern, I draw a rectangle with 24 cm width, which is a quarter of my hip size plus 1 cm, and 95 cm length, which is the length from the belly button to the ankle, which is the length of the pant that I want. From the top width line, I draw another straight line at 30 cm next to it. It's a quarter of my hip size plus 7 cm. It's also the length of the cross of the pant that I want. From one end of this new line, I extended 4.1 cm, which is 1/20 my hip size minus a half centimeter. After that, I mark in the middle of this line before drawing a horizontal line through it and cut to width line of the rectangle. From the top width line, I draw another straight line at 21 cm next to it. It's the length from the belly button to the biggest part of the butt. From the cutting point between the horizontal line and the top width line, I mark to inside 8 cm, which is 1/8 my waist size minus 1 cm. I mark to the outside 10 cm, which is 1/8 my waist size plus 1 cm. So the width between two marks will be 18 cm, which is a quarter of my waist size. Make sure the waist size here is bigger than your actual waist size to give the comfy feeling for the jumpsuit. Then I connect the inside mark to one end of the second straight line and one end of the first straight line. After that, I draw a curved line at the end to create a cross line for the front pants. I connect the outside mark to the other end of the second straight line, then redraw it a bit after that. From the top of the cross line, I mark down 1 cm, then connect that mark to the outside mark to create a new waistline for the front span. From the top width line, I draw another straight line at 55 cm from it. It's the length from the belly button to the knee. From the cutting point between this line and the horizontal line, I mark the two sides of it 12 cm, which is a quarter of my thigh. So the width between two marks will be 24 cm, which is a half of my thigh size. From the cutting point between the bottom width line and the horizontal line, I mark the two sides of it 10 cm, which is 2 cm shorter than two marks I made on the knee line before. Then I connect the inside mark on the bottom width line to the inside mark on the knee line and finish at the end of the cross line. This will create the inside leg line for the front pants. I connect the outside mark on the bottom width line to the outside mark on the knee line and finish at the end of the first straight line. This will create the side line of the front pants. After that, I redraw this line a bit to make them nicer. At the top of the waistline, I draw another line at 4 cm and parallel with it. 4 cm is the width of the waistband of the jumpsuit that I want. Adding 1 cm for seam allowance after that, except 3 cm seam allowance at the ending line. And we will have the front pants pattern after cutting. To make the front side pocket, I cut a rectangle with 18 cm width, which is the width of the pocket, and 28 cm length, which is the length of the pocket that I want. I use the front pants pattern to copy the side line and the waistline to the rectangle. So we will have the inside pattern of the pocket after that. At the top of the side line, I mark at 4 cm on the waistline and 13 cm on the side line. Then I connect two marks together. I add 1 cm seam allowance for that line before cutting. I use the inside pocket pattern to copy the new slanted line at the front pants pattern I just created. So we will have the outside pocket pattern after that. And here are the pocket patterns after on. At the front pants, I draw some curved line to create a patchwork look for the jumpsuit. Don't forget to add seam allowance at the curved line after cutting. Moving to the back pen pattern, I draw a same rectangle that I did at the front pens, which is 24 cm width and 95 cm length. From the top width line, I draw another straight line at 30 cm next to it, which is a quarter of my hip size plus 7 cm. From one end of this line, I extend it 9.2 cm, which is 1/10 my hip size. From the top width line, I draw another straight line at 21 cm from it. It's the length from the belly button to the biggest part of the butt. I mark in the middle of the first straight line first. Then I draw a horizontal line to that mark and cut the width line of the rectangle later. From the cutting point between the horizontal line and the top width line, I draw a 2 cm line outside it. From the top of this one, I draw a perpendicular line with 4.6 cm length. It's 1/20 my hip size. Then I connect one end of this new line to one end of the second straight line and finish at one end of the first straight line. After that, I draw a curved line at the end to create a cross line for the back pen. From the top of the cross line, I draw a slanted line with 19 cm width, which is a quarter of my waist size plus 1 cm. This slanted line will finish at the top width line. Then I connect the end of the slanted line to the end of the second straight line. After that, I redraw it a bit to make it nicer. From the top width line, I draw the third straight line at 55 cm next to it. It's the length from the belly button to the knee. From the cutting point between this line and the horizontal line, I mark the two sides of it 14 cm, which is a quarter of my thigh size plus 2 cm. So the width between two marks will be 28 cm, which is a half of my thigh size plus 4 cm. From the mark between the bottom width line and the horizontal line, I mark two sides of it 12 cm, which is 2 cm shorter than the mark I made on the knee line before. Then I connect the inside mark of the bottom width line to the inside mark on the knee line and finish at the end of the cross line to create the inside leg line for the back pens. I connect the outside mark on the bottom width line to the outside mark on the knee line and finish at the end of the first straight line to create the side line of the back pens. I redraw them a bit after that to make them nicer. From the waistline, I draw another line at 4 cm and parallel with it. It's the width of the waistband that I want. Adding 1 cm for seam allowance, and after that, accept 3 cm at the ending line. And we will have the back pens pattern after cutting. At the top of the back pen pattern, I mark at 6 cm from the top of the cross line and 3.5 cm from the top of the side line. Then connect two marks together. After cutting by that line, don't forget to add 1 cm for seam allowance at the bottom part of the back pen pattern. Keep working on the top part of the back pen pattern. I divide the waistline into 3 equal parts first, then draw a straight line to them later. From the mark on the waistline, I make 2 more marks at a half centimeter next to them. Then connect this mark to the end of the straight line I just made before. I cut the straight line after that, but don't cut them totally up and keep a big at the end. I move the cutting line to the line next to them, so the width of the new waistline will be 18 cm, which is a quarter of my waist size. After that, I draw a new pattern for the top part of the back pens. Then I add 1 cm for seam allowance at the ending line before cutting. And we'll have the pattern of the top and the bottom part of the back pen after on. At the back pen, I draw some curved line to create a patchwork look for the jumpsuit. Don't forget to add seam allowance at the curved line after cutting. Moving to the bodice pattern, I draw a straight line cutting the edge horizontal line first. From the first straight line, I draw another one at 38 cm next to it. It's the length from the shoulder to the belly button. From the second straight line, I keep drawing another one at 4 cm next to it. It's the waistband of the jumpsuit. From the first straight line, I draw a new line at 15 cm next to it. It's the length from the shoulder to above my breast. It's the top line of the front bodice that I want. From the end of this line, I mark up 10 cm, which is the half width of the top line of the front bodice. From the end of the second straight line, I mark up 18 cm, which is a quarter of my waist size. I also make the same mark at the third straight line, then connect these marks together. At the slanted line, I redraw it a bit to make it nicer. From the end of the third straight line, I mark down 1 cm. Then connect that mark to the mark on the third straight line that I made before by a curved line. Add in 1 cm for seam allowance after that, and we will have the front bodice pattern after cutting. You will need to cut this pattern in fold fabric at the edge horizontal line. To make the back bodice pattern, I copy the front bodice pattern first. From the end of the top line, I mark up 4 cm, which is the half width of the top part of the back bodice that I want. At the side line of the front bodice, I extend it 4 cm to create the button area for the jumpsuit. Then redraw the side line a bit after that. And we will have the back bodice pattern after cutting. You will need to cut this pattern in fold fabric at the edge horizontal line. Now let's start sewing this jumpsuit. I connect on pieces of the front pin together first. At the top of the front pin, I connect the outside pocket to the pocket line first. Then I fold the outside pocket to inside of the front pin and make the second seam to keep them together. After that, I connect the inside pocket and the outside pocket together. Doing the same for 2 pieces of the front pins. Then I connect them together at the cross line. Moving to the back pins, I connect on pieces of the back pins together first. Then I connect the bottom part of the back pin to the top part later. I use the pocket from one jean to create the back pocket for the jumpsuit. After that, I connect 2 pieces of the back pins together at the cross line. Then I connect the front and the back pin together at the side line and to inside leg line. Remember to keep around 15 cm at the top of the side line for the button and buttonhole area. I cut a rectangle with 5 cm width and 15 cm length. I connect one lane line of the rectangle to the top of the front pane first, then making another stitching seam after that. I cut another rectangle with 10 cm width and 15 cm length. I connect one lane line of the rectangle to the top of the back pane first. Then I fold another lane line to the first one and make the second seam after. And we will finish the button in the buttonhole area of the pane after on. At the end of the pane, I draw a line at 3 cm above the ending line first. Then I fold the end fabric inside 2 times to that line and sew to finish the end of the pane. Moving to the front bodice, I connect 2 pieces of the front bodice together first. Then I use a rectangle with 6 cm width and 22 cm length to connect to the top of the front bodice. After the first seam, I fold the rectangle inside first. Then I draw another line at 1 cm above the ending line of the rectangle later. I fold the end fabric to that line after that and sewing. To finish the side line of the front bodice, I fold the end fabric inside 2 times with 1 cm each time and sewing. I add a little pocket at the middle of the front bodice to make it nicer. Moving to the back bodice part, I connect 2 pieces of the back bodice together first. Then I finish the side line of the back bodice by folding the end fabric inside 2 times with 1 cm each time and sewing. I use the waistband from the jeans to make the shoulder strap for the jumpsuit. The length of the shoulder strap will be around 50 cm. I connect one end of the shoulder strap to the top of the back bodice first. Make sure the triangle between 2 shoulder straps will be around 45 degrees. After that, I use 2 pentagons to hide the end of the shoulder strap. Now it's time to connect the bodice to the pins. I connect the front bodice to the front pins by dubbing foot. After that, I use a rectangle with 6 cm width, which is the width of the waistband plus 2 cm for seam allowance, and 38 cm length, which is the half of my waist size plus 2 cm for seam allowance. I connect one length line of the rectangle to the front bodice, so the front bodice will be in the middle between the front pins and the rectangle. Before sewing, I add the belt loop to the middle between the front pins and the front bodice, and sewing. After the first seam, I fold another length line of the rectangle to the front bodice and make the second seam. Moving to the back of the jumpsuit, I use the same way to connect the back bodice to the back pin. I put the adjustable set at the end of the shoulder strap and add into button at two sides of the body. And adding two buttons at two sides of the top bodice. The last step is adding the button and creating the button holes at two sides of the pin. And I finished the jumpsuit. Here is my final result. This is such a playful jumpsuit. It's also a great way to review your old jeans and trigger your creativity. Hope you guys will like it and try it out soon. See you next week.